Hello and welcome back to Factorio Exotic Industries. Last time we managed to get something launched up to the asteroid belt and acquired some exotic rock, which was a bit of a result. Took a bit of shifting things around by hand to get it to go. This is the last material which we need, I think, to make our exotic age tech packs, because it's necessary to make high-tech parts. Now there's a whole chain of production here, and for now I want to probably do that in Megacity 1, although some of these steps are ore processing, and I kind of feel like ore processing should be done in a dedicated ore processing city. Let's just see what we can do in terms of prod mods, just to double check. Okay, nothing here can be prod modded. I don't think it needs to be speed beaconed, to be honest, but I'll probably build the module without speed beacons. So there's a process of taking exotic rocks and turning it into various ores and exotic ore, and then there's a process of turning exotic ore into exotic matter. So what I kind of want to do is go through with the recipe book and see if any of these are products for any other recipes, and then from that work out what we would like to have in modules of their own and what we want to have in just dedicated pipelines. So exotic ore. Okay, so there's only one recipe for it: exotic matter separation. That's the only thing it goes into, and the only thing it comes from is exotic rock centrifugation. So this looks like we want to do these two processes in the same module, and then once we've done this, we produce exotic matter, and then I think there's several recipes with exotic matter in. So exotic matter down, there's an EU magnet recipe that takes it. Oh, that's good. So we're using EU magnets for various things, so this would be an alternate recipe for that. That does look like that's the only recipe that it is an ingredient to. Okay, that's a little bit worrying. And then matter up, it's used in 4 different products. So I think maybe matter up is, I think the matter separation thing, yeah, I think we're going to put that in its own module. So we're going to make a module which is the matter refining, sorry, centrifugation, and separation. So let's head down here to somewhere. I think this is all going to fit within a single module. I don't think we need to beacon it because it's going to be quite a fast process, but we maybe need to do some road logistics. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so it's a 2-step process from what I can see. So we need a centrifuge. Okay, so this is going to oh, it looks like we can centrifuge all these things. Moon rocks give us stone and helium-3. Mars rocks give us copper, iron, and gold. Uran gives us uranium, lead, and niobium. Exotic rocks give us neodymium, uranium, and exotic ore. And sulf gives us stone, sulfur chunks, and neodymium. So it looks like everything is giving us neodymium. Lots of things seem to want to give us that. All right, but we're interested at the moment in the exotic rocks. Oh, we've got what's going on here? This is the other thing. This happens in a centrifuge. Okay. So, exotic rocks give us these things. What's happened to my mouse again? Oh, right, I can't use this keyboard. It's just being crazy. I'm going to get the old-fashioned wired keyboard, which hasn't been used so long that it's gone dusty. Okay. So this instead, I want to do this process. And what's going on? Of course, the feet for my legacy keyboard, it had a short foot and a up on one side and a tall foot up on the other. All right, so these, we can put efficiency modules in, but no productivity modules. I think we tested that out already. Okay. So, and it was something like, whoop, the keyboard is different because it's, okay, so this takes in solid as an OR, outputs these things, which I believe are solids, but seems to have, okay, it looks like it has fluid inputs and outputs. I'm a bit confused by that. All right, let's just run the rate calculator over these to see if they are in ratio. Yes, they are. They're totally in ratio. So if it's a 2 to 1, I don't need a big build, but I kind of want to make a big build. We could do something like this, where it feeds left and right. I really don't think it's worth doing this. So I think we're going to do this build, and we're going to call it a day. I'm going to move that up to there. Okay, and then we're going to have three outputs. There we go. We are going to output these two. Okay, then this is going to be split. So I want to... Do I want to do the splitting? I actually don't, because I want to make sure that the side products are consumed. So I think we're going to dump it into a single output like that. Okay, leave this uncapped. Pass that straight through. Okay, so then I just need a requester. Whoops. Requester depot here. And follow our design pattern of always using loaders to and from these things unless there's a reason not to. All right, so let's have a look. I want this to request asteroid rocks. There we are. I think that's it. So we can probably mark this. Yeah, if I move one of these sideways, we can put this more centrally. Okay, so I'm going to mark this as exotic matter up. Where on earth is that? Is it in here? Yes, it is. Okay. Exotic matter. Good. Don't want it to link there. I want it to link there. And then this clearly is missing a wire. So let's see if we can blueprint the missing wire back. Yeah, now that has the 3 wires going there. All right, and then this is quite a long journey. So I'm going to give it 5 trucks. So that should be our exotic up-down matter. Okay, so the next thing is we now have this producing, this producing exotic, uranium and neodymium. Yeah, so I want those products to be dumped out to the network as well. Should I put that like there? Okay, and then I think we can use a couple of stack filter inserters. I have no idea if we ever made stack filter inserters. So let's ask for 5 of them. That sounds like a good number. All right. Are they on the way? Yes, they are. So we must have made them. That's the beauty of having a make everything and making everything in it. Okay, so this is going to request neodymium. This is going to request uranium. Okay. All right, so it's not the tidiest build in the world, but it is a build. Let's hope a truck comes in. Now, we have lots of warnings. Yeah, we seem to consistently have warnings about trucks and things, but then I can never find the depot which doesn't have trucks in. So I'm not quite sure what the... I don't know if it's me being blind or if there's a glitch in the mod, but we just constantly have these things. All right, there's 155 things that it can't currently make. Okay, it's still looking for lots of tier 6 modules. It's still looking for a smattering of the others, and I still have not really narrowed down where they all come from. Some were in this build, so I went through and sort of fixed it up, but I don't know where they are. Right, we've got the first truck, so there we go. So this happens. Okay, this is not running at full speed. So, red belt is not fast enough. Well, let's see if we can fix that. Okay, first exotic ore at 1:15 hours. Is this now running full speed? No. Okay, let's double it. Now it is. Interesting. Maybe I should be doing this direct from the rocket, but that kind of breaks my whole design principle, doesn't it? All right, so the side products are going in here. These are going in here. I need to go have a quick chat with some trains. Now, where this train here, this is one. Okay. So this, let's see if this is already doing it. This is only active when the amount of neodymium in the rail network is below 1k. So that's fine. So this will dump neodymium chunks onto the network, and that train won't go anywhere. All right, then this is the uranium train. This is not wired at all, so we need to wire the uranium train with essentially the same logic. Okay, so let's go there the fast way. Good, and we're going to Fusion City, Raccoon City. There we go. All right, so we need to add a road network reader. Okay, then we need to add a is it a constant combinator? Let's see how we did it the other one. I've kind of forgotten already how we did it. Oh yeah, it was wired to this train station. Okay. Right, let's take those two things. Oh, there is something here. All right, so it's reading the amount of chunks, and it's saying the chunks have to be below 1k for it to be for the train station to be active. So that's correct. That's all correct. We're doing everything the right way. That's pretty cool. All right, so where are we going to jump to now? I think we go back to Mega City 1. Okay, so we have got this working. This all looks pretty good. Things are shining with the appropriate colored lights. That's running at full speed. This is running at the speed we need for our science. All right, so then let's go back here. We have done this process and this process. So I think we can actually remove them from this recipe. All right, so then the next thing is to make high-tech parts. I want now heated protium. We'll just make that on site. The plasma cube. Are plasma cubes used anywhere else? Awesome. So plasma cubes are only used in high-tech parts. And all right, and high-tech parts themselves are used in everything. Okay, so high-tech parts is a thing we want to make. And let's just double back. The oh, it's high-tech parts. Okay. So it produces high-tech parts. So black hole generator, exotic age technology pack, energy extraction pylon, injector pylon, matter stabilizer, high-tech parts container. That's no Gauss module, ultimate bug zapper. So these are equipment, but these other things look interesting. So I wonder if we do need to make a fair amount of this stuff. All right, well, if we look here at the ratios, this says we need half of one of those and one of those. So let's do a 2 to 1. This is with beacons. Did I have beacons on the other parts of this build? I can't remember. Okay, well, if it doesn't work, we'll know why. So let's just start grabbing these things. We've asked it to do a beacon build, so we will do a beacon build. And let's take yeah, I think I'm going to double this so that we've got plenty of high-tech parts, which means we probably should have doubled the other build. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is the protium. The protium just goes straight into here. Okay. And 2 of those, that's the whole build. That seems like a waste. Let's have a double check. Okay, so that's just technically over 1 machine. This is just technically over half a machine. That's 1/10 of the machine. Okay. So I'm going to build this to be future-proof. Does this have any... Yeah, so we put in protium and we get out the hot protium. Okay, so let's say we had... This has a ton of ingredients, doesn't it? So let's say we start off with 4 machines, and we can always increase the size of this build as we see fit. Okay. So I can double this up to 4 and this up to 8. Okay, so this is going to be a hot pipe there. This is going to just need protium. There we go. I think we can just pipe that direct. Okay. And this requires exotic matter and empty cryo container. Okay, we are well past the point where cryo containers are a module, so let's grab this. And see if we can do something which is basically this doubled. Yeah, how about here? All right. I don't know if that's quite right. All right. So I think this is. I'm trying to figure out what the build unit is here, but I reckon if we go up to 6. Okay, then this. There's a something in the way. That's not a problem. Here, and then I need this to drop on the near side of the belt. Good. So I take the whole of this, flip it round. And then how do I get... Will this reach? I don't think a red belt will jump far enough, but let's give it a go. No. It's going to be a blue belt. Does that jump far enough? It does. Good. This has an errant connection up there. And then we need to figure out all this shenanigans here. I'm not quite sure where the right... Have I put this a tile too high? Yeah, I have. Okay, so these things go down 1. Which means this can come down 1. Okay. And then there and there. That's really good. Okay, so this thing here, I think, is a repeat. And then maybe this. Okay. So then I think we can take this bit. Yeah. And then this bit. Good. And I think this can just go all the way up. With a loader at the end. And then how many cryo containers do I want to have sitting in my network? Let's do 1 row for now. Alright, so let's change the icon for this to cryo container. Awesome. Okay, so that's now a commodity. It appeared in just one too many recipes. But it does seem to be working. Alright. So why is this not... Why do I not have exotic assemblers? Let's look here. So I am requesting in exotic assemblers and they are not being made. Maybe there's an issue. So they were among the last things to be added to the mall, so they'll be quite a way down the mall. So they're not here. No. I don't know where they are, and I don't know why they're not being built, and I don't like it. So I am going to do the simple stupid thing. And just add another assembler for exotic assembler. Oh, it's not here because it requires a fluid. Okay, that makes sense. And I think we can now delete that. because we're making the cryo containers properly, aren't we? So, is it here? Nope. Okay. So yeah. So, new keyboard means I keep missing all the key presses. Alright, so that's fine. Those will get dumped in the network now. And then it's got a fluid input for the machines I'm missing, so they'll be made in here. Okay, these are assembling machine Neo. And I can't see where I'm making these exotic assemblers. So these require liquid oxygen, just like this does. Okay. So I think it should be built in here. Let's grab this. Okay. With the other input. Okay, so I don't want this to make Neos. I want this to make the exotic assemblers. Okay. Ooh, can't put it there. It clashes with this bit of pipe. Let's take both of these, move it over one. This is such a mess, this bit of liquid mole. Okay. And then I need to set this to exotic assembler, less than 20. Okay, so I think we are all good now. I don't know how we ended up with... Yeah, I'm just a bit mystified as to how we ended up with a couple of exotic assemblers and then no others. But anyway, these should be being crafted now. So we've got 2 here, which is enough for 4 here. There's enough room for 4, which would be 8. I'm just going to do that because there's... Unless there's some issue with belts where this won't work. Okay, so what did we decide these needed? They need the cubes from here, magnets, circuits, and exotic matter. Okay, okay, so they do need multiple inputs. I think maybe that is a problem. And these require some inputs as well. Okay, so I think we are looking at a 2 and 4 build. Just for the sake of belt wrangling. Alright, so let's look back at this. We need some exotic up and some empty cryo containers. Okay. So let's say we had this belt, which is the exotic up and cryo containers. So this can be cryo containers. I'm going to actually figure out where they are in here. There. Okay. And then just want to double check. Yeah, these definitely take cryo containers and not something else. Alright. And then this needs to input the exotic ups. Alright. In we go. This is crazy parts, which I don't see on here. Do I see it here? Nope. Do I see it here? I do not. It should be on here, I would have thought. Oh, there it is. High-tech parts. Alright. So these have 2 inputs. They'll have an output there. This has plasma cubes, U magnets, U circuit, and matter up. So I think we can combine these somehow. Yep. And I think if we have a splitter and we split cryo containers, this seems really wasteful on cryo containers. But I guess if I'm making them by the shed load, it doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just assume cryo containers are almost free for now. Alright, so then this can be an input this side. So that's 2 of the 4 inputs. The others are magnets and circuits. Okay, and I think we can just bring those in here. So we have some funky magnets. Good. And we have some funky circuits. And I think I can move this to there and there. Okay, so that's that part of the build. And then we need an output. Good. And these things seem quite expensive, so I'm going to cap it at a row. Maybe I'm going to cap it at 2 rows to be a bit nice to the trucks. Alright. There we are. Let's double check we have trucks everywhere. We don't. And is that everything? Well, we still don't seem to have any of these blasted exotic assemblers. So let's have a look at why. What's the ingredient they require that they are not getting? Neodymium magnets. Okay, but we definitely have those things. Perhaps we are just never shipping them in. Let's carry on looking. It's not there, it's not there, it's not there. Ah, here. Yeah, they just aren't being made. Okay, let's hide that for now. So where are neodymium magnets happening? Here. And these aren't happening because there's no insulated wire. There's no insulated wire because there is no copper ingots. There are no copper ingots because... So here's our copper. Nobody seems to be going for that copper. There's definitely a road link. Alright, let's have a quick run up there, see if we can figure out why there's no copper. Okay, this is all gone. So let's all gone it. And down here, and around the corner. And up here. Okay, so weird. This is full of copper chunks. It's definitely on the road network because we have the drill fluid. Okay. But I can also run along the road network, which goes down here We know this is connected because there's trucks on it. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, why are these not working? Because they're backed up on dirty water. Okay, so that's kind of a build fault, isn't it? So let's run over and see if we can fix it quickly. I really don't want this to turn into something where we have a big palaver. I'd like to find a quick, easy fix. Right, legs off. Right, if we have too much dirty water, what can we do with it? I'd like to turn it back into neodymium trunks, I guess. So here we are. Advanced. Is it? No, it's a purifier. Here we go. So, pure copper from... No, that washes it. Vent dirty water, I guess, is the only thing. Vent water, vent dirty water. So this is all I can really do, isn't it? Let's do that. And this can be an overflow valve. There. Okay, this all works. So luckily this is a copy-paste fix. There. Do we have any other of these builds? Yes, of course we do. That one, and then... Do we have any other copper? I feel like I ran past a copper build up here, but I can't see it currently. Well, I guess that's something I will find between episodes. So... that was a thing, wasn't it? So the copper is now being made. We now have these, we now have these. We will now start filling up our ingots. And in a moment, the build we just made over here, where was it? Not, yeah. This now has copper, which means that's not the one we were looking at. The one we were looking at was the wire here. Okay. So this is now making wire again. Something's going to come collect wire. There, something has collected wire. That's gone off to goodness knows where. But anyway, I have to trust that... Ah, here we are, some wire. So in a minute, this will boot up enough with wire to be able to run. That's a bit of a disaster, isn't it, running out of copper like that, because of basically the whole thing backing up. But that's all I can't do anything about it, can I? I can put a second copper truck into the wire. I think that would be an idea, wouldn't it? Where is the wire build compared to where I'm standing? I walked past it. Okay, so I'm going to put a second truck in. Yeah, until the copper economy backs up again, there's really nothing I can do. So I'm going to park this episode here. We're waiting for this whole production chain from wire to these magnet things to this. That seems to be working. To this, so that we've actually built some machines getting going. I'm going to call it. Tomorrow we're going to look at EU circuits, and then hopefully we'll be at the point where we're ready to launch that rocket. So, launch the rocket, do the research. So till then, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I hope your bottlenecks in your real life are less troublesome than the ones in game. Goodbye.